What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing why I think the Division are cancelling the state of the game today. Now, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified every time we upload new content. So now with that out the way, we're going to get straight into the video. And basically, if you were unaware, the Division actually put a post out today saying that today's state of the game will be cancelled. And we'll get more into that in a second. So going back to yesterday, the Division game put a tweet out saying that the state of the game will be on today as normal. So everybody assumed, that the state of the game was going to be live today. However, we log in this afternoon and we are told that because of a movement on Twitch, again, which we'll talk about in a second, they are choosing to cancel the state of the game. Now, here's the tweet that I'm referring to. So it basically says, "Agents, in light of a movement taking place on Twitch today, we felt it was more appropriate to postpone state of the game. We will be back next week. Thank you for your understanding." Now, me personally, I have my own thoughts on why the state of the game's been cancelled. And I'll show you what I responded, then we'll go into a little bit more in depth of why I've said what I've said. So my response is simple. I think you are avoiding, one, a Ubisoft employee has been accused of the same thing this movement represents. Now, actually, I was slightly wrong with that because it is actually a number of Ubisoft employees have been accused of what this movement represents, which we'll discuss slightly later. Number two, you have no answers for your broken updates. Now, a big one for this is, what a coincidence. People are suggesting that people have completed raids. People are saying that the raid's already been completed. It's already been given to people to test. And all of a sudden they don't want to do a state of the game. It's because they don't want to answer the questions, and that's my personal opinion. Number three, the team in charge cannot handle the pressure. They are out of their depth. It's clear now for everybody to see that they cannot handle this responsibility or pressure. Their community engagement is lacking massively again, no pun intended. And you can see the update or the quality of their work is declining every update. And this shouldn't be the case. They should be learning from mistakes and growing from them, not making the game even worse. So for me, I think, one, they're just avoiding the fact that the Ubisoft employees have been accused. And for two, the main one is the raid. They don't want to discuss, or they don't want to have to lie about this raid or raid completion news. So now going into what this movement is that they're referring to and that you've heard me say a couple of times. Basically, there was a movement to educate and to stop the whole sexual harassment and all that kind of stuff within the gaming community. Now that comes from kind of like gaming employees, that comes from people, streamers, who sexually harass people, not just females, males as well, anybody, that's being sexually harassed. So it's obviously big in the gaming community, and it is. We've all seen at some stage somebody kind of sexually harassing or making inappropriate comments to men and women. So it's a good cause, it's a good movement. Now, people agree or disagree with it. I'm not going to give my thoughts on whether I agree or disagree with a blackout on Twitch, which is what it's been labeled, basically where today nobody streams on Twitch to make a point. Now, as I say, I'm not going to give my points or my opinions because they probably slightly differ from the actual movement itself. However, alongside this, a number of Ubisoft employees have been accused of taking part or actually sexually harassing people either in the workplace or by using their platforms, using their Twitch streams, or using their status to actually try and force upon some sexual harassment or some kind of inappropriate behavior. Now, there's a little article here. I'll put this out. I didn't really want to put this, but I'm just going to put it out so you guys kind of understand about the Ubisoft side of things. And I'm not saying that these guys are 100% guilty, by the way. So please, I've just snipped this. It's not like I've added any names or anything like that. I don't know what's happened. I don't know enough into it what's happened. So please don't take this as these are 100% wrong, but also, you know, they could be wrong. So here is what's been said, basically. I'm not going to read it out because I don't really want to read out people's names, but this is just clipped from like a news article on Google. Basically, it just describes that 3 Ubisoft employees at least have been accused of some kind of sexual harassment and assault. Now, this is partly for the fact some of them use their status to prey on women. And one of them even kind of lasted over a decade ago, he was reported, you know. So these are like long-standing issues within the gaming community, especially within Ubisoft. Now, the reason I think that Ubisoft or Division have stopped the state of the game is because they can't answer the raid questions, and they can't answer questions that people will be bringing in about the staff here. Now, I'm not saying that Massive are within this area here of Ubisoft, but of course they do represent Ubisoft. They work together, so it's bound to come out that there's going to be questions there to Massive or to the state of the game saying, look, how do you feel about it? So I think they're just avoiding that for one. Now for two, I honestly think they have used it as a get out of jail free card because they don't want the backlash of the people. Because, I mean, I might be looking at this wrong, right? If you fully agree with this movement, okay, look, we're going to cancel our stream today on Twitch because of this movement, because we agree with it and we want to support it. You would have said more on the tweet. Now, I know there's a character limit on the tweet, but that character limit was nowhere near maxed on that tweet. Basically, it says, we're not streaming because there's a movement on Twitch. At no point are they saying, hey, if you're affected by this movement or by sexual harassment or sexual assault, please seek help, or, you know, here's a link to some information, or even, they're not even telling people what the movement is about. So for somebody who apparently cares about this movement, why are they silent about it? Even by putting it in a tweet, hey, we're not doing State of the Game because of a movement. No, tell people what the movement is if you're supporting it. You're saying that you're supporting the movement, explain what it is. Being silent is not going to help people understand, okay? So they should be taking it upon themselves to actually explain what the movement stands for, and then say, and for this reason, we are not going to be doing the State of the Game because we support this movement. So that would have been the right way to go about it. Honestly, again, I think it's to do with the raid situation. I think they're using it as a get out of jail free. They just really don't have the answers, and they don't want to have to keep lying to the people. And they did the same a few weeks ago with another movement, the Black Lives Matters movement. They cancelled State of the Game, basically saying no, there's better things going on in the world right now, or bigger things going on in the world right now than to listen to a State of the Game. But really, again, they were called out because they didn't address any of the issues. Now, going on to the movement again, it's a Twitch movement, okay? And I get it, you know, they want people to stop streaming on Twitch for one day. However, do I agree with it? Probably not, because in my head, I think the more people that are educated, the better. So for me, I would encourage streamers not to stop streaming, but to actually implement something within their stream where they discuss this movement. So they'll discuss about, you know, sexual harassment within the gaming industry, rather than blacking it out or hiding the fact that it's existing. Now, I get kind of both ways, and it's only my personal opinion. I think being spoke about is better than hiding it behind not streaming, and that's not actually going to help, in my opinion. But hopefully it does. Like, I haven't streamed on Twitch today. It's not because of the movement. It's because, honestly, I just I'm not feeling streaming today. But, you know, they could have streamed on YouTube, right? They re-streamed their State of the Game on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So what they could do is they could have just had it on YouTube instead, and just explain, look, we're supporting the movement by not streaming on Twitch. However, State of the Game, you know, it's important. People have got questions. People need answers. So we're going to do it on YouTube exclusively today. That would have been a better option, and it would have made it look less like they're just using a movement to get out of what they need to actually answer, the questions that they need to address. So I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. Is this just to get out of jail free card, and they're just using this? If it is, it's absolutely appalling. There's no way you should be using these kind of things for your own gain. Like, oh hey, I'm just going to use this as an excuse. Just be honest and just own up to it. Now, guys, if you do support the movement, then thank you. You know, I appreciate everyone who stands up and speaks about stuff. If anybody needs any help in terms of you're struggling with sexual harassment, you're a victim of sexual harassment or sexual assault, I will put a link in the comment section or in the description where you can go and seek some help and advice. Of course, my inbox is always open. I'm happy to help. I'm not a professional though, so if you just need someone to speak to, you can speak to me. You can speak to a lot more content creators out there. I'm sure there's a support network out there. But honestly, I'll leave a link, and if you guys feel the need to use that link, then please do. You don't have to tell anybody, etc. It'll all be like, I'll make sure it's of a good source and a good anonymous link for you guys to actually go read up on or reach out for help. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch at around 2:30 p.m. GMT time. We'll be going up the season rank level, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's go!